Hey, what's up guys? Ashley here. I wanted to show you how I dye my hair with the Morrocco Method Henna hair dye. And I'm going to be using the color dark brown. And so it'll come in a package that looks like this. And let's see. And then inside this package you'll get two smaller baggies. One is the, if you can see that, it is the dark brown indigo. Maybe you can't see that. Let me see. There we go. So dark brown indigo. And then here is the dark brown henna. You will need two non-metal mixing bowls. So I have these two right here. A mixing spoon. So you're gonna want something wooden. You don't want to use a metal spoon because it'll mess with the pH of the henna. And then you'll want measuring cups, saran wrap, or a shower cap if you have it. And then a towel and some gloves that you can throw away. And then you will need 2 cups of brewed black tea. And you want it kind of warm when you're using it or going to mix your henna. And then you also need apple cider vinegar. And optional, but suggested, is the Morrocco Method Euro oil, and you can buy it on their website when you buy the henna. And this just helps to really give your hair the shine and moisturize your hair. You only need a couple drops of this. If you use too much, then the henna won't stick to your hair. And then also I'm using 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and this is to help just lessen the smell of henna. So we are going to mix all this together and then let it sit for 8 to 12 hours before we actually put it on our hair. So first we're going to take our henna and put it into one of our mixing bowls. It looks like this. And 1 bag should be enough for if you have average hair, but you see that there's not much in there. And keep in mind that you're going to use this to cover your whole head. So imagine taking like sour cream and how much you would need to cover your whole head in sour cream. I know that sounds weird, but just to give you an idea of how much you would need, as far as you might need 2 bags of dark brown henna versus just 1 bag. If you've seen my hair lately on my other videos, I have a really short pixie haircut. And so I am only going to be using part of the bag. So I'm using like half of it, or maybe a little more than half. So I have about like this much left in my bag, so about maybe a little less than half, and then this much of henna. And now we're not going to mix the indigo until later on. Okay, so now I'm going to put in my cinnamon and just kind of stir it up, mix it all together. Okay, and then I'm going to put in my apple cider vinegar. So you only need, it says you can use 1 to 2 or 1 to 3 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar or lemon juice. This helps to deepen the color and make the color richer. But you also have to consider that the more of this you add, the longer it takes to process. But it also holds to your hair better when you use. So actually I'm going to do 2 teaspoons. I'm going to kind of stir that up. Okay, and then slowly I'm going to add in the black tea. So I have 2 cups of filtered water, brewed black tea, and about 8 bags. So, and then you're not gonna wanna pour it all in at once because you might not end up using it all. So just do a little bit at a time. See already, so this is what you have so far. It really just does look like sour cream. So sorry if that grosses you out. Okay, and then I am going to add a couple, I'm gonna add a couple drops of the Euro oil. Let's see if I can manage a couple drops without adding more. Okay, so 3 drops, but. Let's see. And that's what it looks like. Okay, so then we are not going to use the indigo until after the henna has sat for 8 to 12 hours. And that's what this bowl will be for. So we'll mix indigo in the second bowl, and then when we're ready, we'll do that when we're ready to use the henna, and then we'll combine them together. So I'm going to cover the henna with plastic wrap and just make sure it's covered really tightly. And then I'm gonna leave it sitting out. Don't put it in the fridge, just leave it sitting out on the counter for 8 to 12 hours. So now that our henna has sat for 8 hours, we are going to do the second part, and that is with the indigo. So since I only used half of the baggie of the henna, I only plan on using half of the bag of the indigo. And like I said, this is because I have really, really short hair. I have a pixie haircut. And so if you have longer hair or average length, like shoulder hair, I would do the whole bag of both. But I really don't want to waste what I have, knowing that I know that the amounts of these two are gonna well cover my head. Okay. I'm gonna add a little bit more. There we go. Okay, so then once you've put the indigo into the second bowl, now you're going to add the water until you get a thick yogurt consistency. And this is filtered water. You really have to stir the water in before it actually like soaks it up. So we need some more water. Okay, so it's about like that. And so now that we've mixed all this up, we're going to combine the two. So since this one seems a little bit more runny, like it might be easier to transfer this one, that's what I'm gonna do. And make sure wherever you're working, it's a safe space that if you spill like the dye on anything, it's not gonna be a big deal. On the floor right now where I'm standing, I have a towel, like a really dark towel. Okay, if you hear that noise, my dog is hitting my camera and licking himself right now, so sorry. Okay, so now it really is like this really nice consistency. It's gonna stick in our hair really well. So I have it all mixed in, and see, that's enough. That is like way enough for all of my hair. Just use your best judgment, and I'm just saying this is the way that I do it. Don't follow it exactly if you aren't sure. The Morrocco Method, the great thing about them is they have awesome tutorial videos. Oh my gosh, my makeup is awful. I got a little eyeliner going everywhere. So now that we're ready to put our henna on our hair, you want to make sure that your hair is dry, that your hair doesn't have any product on it, and that it's clean. So I'm going to use a towel to put over my shirt, which I have a shirt that already has paint on. I also put black socks on in case it just drips onto my feet. I don't have to worry about the henna getting on my feet and then me walking around the house and it just getting everywhere. And then I'm going to put my gloves on. And then since my hair is short, I would normally like say to section off your hair into like, you know, a front, a middle, and a back maybe. But since my hair is so short, that's kind of impossible to do. So my plan is just kind of to start here and then to work down. Okay. So now I'm making sure that I'm getting all that, like this is really thick, so you need to really make sure that you're rubbing it into your hair, kind of rubbing your fingers to make sure you get all the strands. It's not like regular hair dye where it kind of just like shampoo where it goes in everywhere. And the reason we let the henna sit for 8 to 12 hours is to let the hair color release from the plant material in the henna. I've seen other videos where they didn't wait, but just to be safe, you know, you spent the money on it, you only want to do this once because this is a commitment. Like it takes 8 to 12 hours for the henna to sit, and then it has to sit on your hair for like 2 to 3 hours. So when you do it, you're going to want to make sure that you do it right so you don't have to do it again. You guys, my husband must love me because in a little while he's going to have to sit next to me with green hair and my head in saran wrap. Next, I'm going to saran head, which is gonna keep the henna like moist and warm, which is gonna allow the color to process into my hair. If you have a shower cap, like a plastic one, you can do that as well. Okay, so now let's wrap. Like some small pieces, and then just kind of add on, or maybe a little bit bigger, I don't know. Just kind of playing it by ear. Okay, so I think I'm gonna start, oh my gosh. Should have totally went with the shower cap, huh? Let's see. I was just trying to save some money. Okay. So maybe I'll do it like this. Oh my gosh, y'all, this is gonna be so warm. I can already feel it. Okay. Let me do a little there. Alright. See, got this? I'm getting the hang of this. Alright. Kind of want to cover the whole thing up. I'm not a pro at this, so it's probably going to look like a hot mess, but man. I really can't wait for my husband to come home. This is not a good look for me. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this on for 3 hours and then I will rinse it out and show you what it looks like. You don't like it?
What do you mean I don't like what kind of question is that? Yeah, babe, I love it. I hope you do your hair like that every day.
So this is the end result of using henna hair dye. So if you can see right here, this is the color that it is. And it does have a little bit of red in it still because originally I had this red color in my hair that I got done at a salon that kind of just faded into like this area right here was that brassy reddish color. So then when I added the brown, it toned it down and you could still definitely see little bits of it through, but I think it might take a few times before the red is gone just because these strands were lighter, and so obviously the brown that attaches to it is going to be a different color. But overall, I'm happy with the results. This is after a few washes. So after I was done leaving my hair in the saran wrap, I rinsed it out and made sure that all of it was out. So when I rinsed it with just water in the shower, I had a comb and I was combing through it while I was rinsing it to get all those little like henna pieces out. You'll know what I'm talking about when you do it, but it'll help get it out so much easier if you use a comb in the shower. So then you just rinse out your hair, leave it like that for the first 24 hours, and then after that you can shampoo it and wash it because the henna will still process that first 24 hours of your rinsing. But yeah, so overall I'm pretty happy with the results, and I do kind of like the different colors. I think it adds dimension to my hair instead of it just being solid brown. Yeah, but I'll be excited to see what it turns out if after a couple more applications, and just kind of see how it gradually just changes over time. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching my videos. I would love comments on anything you want to see me try, or different wellness things that you want to talk about. I love that area of focus. What else? Also, don't forget to check out my blog at todayseatin.com. And I will be having a podcast coming out soon. If when you watch this, it's not already out. So hopefully you like that and you stay tuned and you share it with your friends so I can continue to do what I love, which is sharing my experiences with you guys, sharing my knowledge with you guys, and learning something from you guys also. So thank you for watching. Bye.